Hi, I'm Raj, and I'm at Eagle Grips. I'm here discussing our Eagle Grips Secret Service line of grips. And I'm with my longtime friend, Paul Huebl. Paul's a Chicago cop and private investigator extraordinaire, and he's the man behind our line of Secret Service grips. Paul, would you like to tell us about our grips?
I certainly will. This kind of began for me. I was associated for your dad for a very long time, 50 years. Anyway, he was making grips, and I had a J-frame Smith & Wesson not unlike this, and it had the stock panel grips that came with it, cut to the frame.
Magna grips.
Yeah, Magna grips,
yeah.
and that's what they're called. And I had it in my hand, and it didn't point naturally. It didn't, it'd be left or right. It would be, but I could struggle with it. I certainly could shoot the gun okay, but it would take me a little time, and maybe I'd have to have a slowdown between each shot. Well, I really didn't like that. I wanted to improve on it, and I thought I found a cure with the Tyler's T-grip.
Sure.
And what they made is a little insert that would work with the original panel grips, and it would kind of stick out. But it had a problem, and the problem was that it shifted around, it marred the gun, and it marred the original grips, which I didn't like. So, because I was associated with your dad, he was making grips, I thought I had the problem solved, and I asked him if we could maybe make a prototype.
What year was that?
Oh, that was in the mid-'80s.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we did was we made a couple prototypes, and your dad kind of liked them, but he kind of put them in a drawer, and they kind of sat there for a while.
Right. He was busy in those days with so many different designs.
Of course, yeah. And it was still a relatively new company, and, so I can understand that. But what we did was, in the late 80s, maybe around 1990, we unleashed these things on the public, and they sold like hotcakes. They sold everywhere, and soon our competitors, they began making Secret Service style grips and calling them their own.
Right, right.
And it was been the most copied grip ever in the history of grip making.
Absolutely.
And all I can say is imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Absolutely.
So I've been flattered.
It is your design. I was just a little kid when this was shown, and I do recall in 1990, 91 or 92, concealed carry had taken over the country. There was a storm, and these grips were there. I mean, we traveled nationwide promoting these grips. SHOT Show, NRA Show, the Secret Service shooting event.
Right.
We even went out there, and we had a great time with these. What I do like about your expertise, and I think the viewers should know that unlike others that talk about shootings or want to make up stories or just tell stories, Paul's been in an actual firefight. And that speaks volumes. And I'd like to hear about your firefight. Could you tell us?
Well, I wish I wasn't in it, but I was. This was in 1987 in Phoenix, actually Paradise Valley, Arizona. A guy pistol whipped me with a .45 Colt Gold Cup. I was bleeding. I had blood running down in my eye. I was actually down on one knee at some point, and I pulled out a Smith & Wesson Bodyguard exactly like this, but I had a different pair of Secret Service grips, a prototype that we made at the time. And I pulled that gun out. I pointed it in the total darkness at this looming figure ahead of me. I was comfortable. I had control, and I could squeeze off 5 shots. And as a result, by the grace of God, I am here today.
You are here. You're still
Thank
here.
you to a very decent revolver and, of course, my own design grips.
It's important to note that it was pitch black darkness.
Total darkness. All I could see was a looming figure.
Right.
I couldn't tell much about it other than size.
Right. So the grips played a pretty important role if you consider that it's just natural pointing characteristics that you used.
Absolutely.
Yeah. that speaks volumes right there. So we wanted to share that story with you. Is there anything else you'd like to?
Well, of course, after we made them for the J frame, we turned around and we did it for like this Model 66, which is a K frame, Smith & Wesson. And this really tames the recoil. Again, it's very comfortable. It's concealable. It doesn't add anything to the bulk of the gun itself. And it is a joy to shoot this. And we've even made it for the square butts. And this happens to be the largest Smith & Wesson frame. It is an N frame. This is a 41 Magnum Model 58. And this baby is really tamed. But again, it's concealable. You can put this baby away in your belt, and it's not going to be sticking out. But tell us who else, what other models we've made this for, and what are the future plans?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Well, we are making them for the Taurus. We've been continuing to make them for the Taurus 85 series of frames. Charter Arms, pretty much Charter Arms uses the same frame for the longest time, so they will all fit that as well. And we're looking at making them for the new Kimber.
Those
Kimber
beautiful
series.
Kimbers. They're very pretty.
Absolutely. I'm a big fan of wheel guns. I love wheel guns, and it sounds like real guns, but what I mean is wheel. Just like Sam Colt wheel guns.
A wheel gun?
A wheel gun. And those are my favorite. So and the grips are just wonderful. The right grips make the gun. And we are into creating tomorrow's heirlooms today. And this is just another story of our Secret Service, a line of grips.
And, I'm picking up this pair of pink Kirinite grips, which is beautiful material. And some women like pink, but I know a lot of women that really would like something else. So we've got colors for everybody?
Yes, we do. We make them in a variety of colors. And they're made of Kirinite. Eagle Grips is the only one that uses Kirinite, and it's a wonderful material, available in all colors, and also checkered too. They are checkered as well, and you'll find them all on our website.
Yeah, these look like they might be slippery, but this material grips to your hand, so you really don't need checkering. But some people may want checkering, or they may like the look of checkering.
While we're talking about that, why don't you tell us your experience with rubber grips versus a grip like this?
That's a great thing to bring up, Raj. A lot of gun companies and grip makers have made rubber grips. Rubber grips, I have to really say they're comfortable. They're very nice to hold in your hand. However, there's a big problem with rubber grips, and that is that the rubber sticks to your clothing. It prints out warning people that you're carrying a gun, or you may be carrying a gun.
Losing the element of surprise.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And then on top of it, as you're going to draw it, it snags on your clothing and slows you down at the time where you really need the advantage of speed. So I don't recommend rubber grips. These solve the rubber grip problem because they are as comfortable as rubber grips, and they're beautiful, but they are not going to print out. They're not going to give you away. And what it will give you is concealability and control.
With lots of confidence.
With a lot of
confidence, too.
Confidence.
Yeah. Well, fantastic. Well, I think that sums it up for our Secret Service line of grips. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much, and check them out on our website. Thank you, Paul.
You're welcome.